Right, joining me right now, Dan Gainor from the Media Research Center. Dan, I picked up the Washington Post this morning, and I can tell you, one editorial after another. I want to share with you these headlines. A uniquely depressing State of the Union, a divisive and misleading State of the Union. Instead of seeking common ground, Trump gives a flabby, divisive speech. Trump's speech exposed the biggest and ugliest lies. Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
Well, I mean, this is the Washington Post that I think young people would say got dragged on Twitter because of their original headline. And so they actually changed their front page headline because they got so much criticism. They have no credibility on this issue at all. And the whole media are trying to do what they always do after a Trump speech. The audience loves it. The American people love it. And then the media turn around and say, let us tell you why you're wrong. You know, that doesn't really work for them. And they've been trying that for now a couple years. And Donald Trump got in the White House, and the American public increasingly tunes them out. He's winning, they're not.
Well, and he's speaking a language that I think Americans relate to. Last night's speech was beautifully written, beautifully delivered, and it breathed. So he had these very emotional moments. Neil and I were talking about this last night there in D.C. These people that in some ways often feel like in many State of the Unions, Dan, kind of like props, that they're just there so the president can illustrate a point, and it didn't feel that way last night. It felt emotional. It felt raw. I mean, when you saw that man hold up his crutches because he had managed to escape the North Korean regime and is doing everything he can to make sure that the North Koreans know what they're up against. I mean, it was moment after moment after moment. And what he did so well was he then wove that emotion back into an overall theme. And that made it, all biases aside here, just looking at it as a speech, intellectually as a speech, that made it great. But no one in the media could say it.
Well, because if they say it, they're in trouble. You look over at CNN, you've got Van Jones, the guy who gave us white lash, which was such an insane comment when Trump got elected, is now, Donald Trump was selling us sweet-tasting candy with poison in it about dreamers. Who can watch that speech and come up with that? Only CNN. But as you were saying earlier, they're also the same network that tries to discredit its own polling because it turned out people like the speech.
How could that be, right? I think they're looking at it because you got a bunch of elitists living in New York that have no clue, no understanding of what it's like to be an American in this country right now and to face the struggles that so many face. And, it's nice when you get to sit in that nice, warm, cushy studio in D.C. or New York or L.A., but it's not real America, Dan. It's not. And perhaps that's what's missing from the reporting culture we have right now.
Well, you look at journalism. Journalism used to be a blue-collar field. Now, I'm a blue-collar guy. When people started in journalism, they would go to regular colleges. Now they go to elite schools. They live in the New York, Washington, D.C., L.A. axis. They don't really care about the rest of America. That's why they were caught off guard by Donald Trump. And if you look at the fallout from this, all their comments still reflect that elite bias. They live in a bubble.
It's a good point. Blue-collar job, newspaper reporter. You're very right. A lot of them didn't even go to college. But we've lost that, I think, that common touch. Anyway, Dan, it's always good to talk to you. Thank you so much, sir.